No, está bien. No te preocupes. ¿Sí? ¿No te va a molestar? No, para nada. ¿De CIELITO?
Sí, sí. Hola. La cuestión de la dotación de medicamentos.
Sí. ¿Cómo se llama?
No,
Yo voy a tomar desde que nunca se pasó. Yo no tengo copos vasos. Aquí hay que ir a no tenemos vasos.
no, lo que pasa es que
el vaso
Esa es una taza. ¿Qué es eso?
¿Podemos empezar ya? Bueno, pues ongi etorri, como dicen aquí en el...
Welcome in the Basque Country, as they say in the Basque Country, welcome to the press conference of the retrospective cinema in progress. We have with us all of the people on the panel: Marcelo, Gomes, Brazilian director of the film, Cinema ASPIRINA, URUBUS, Argentina, María Menis of the film El Cielito with her husband and producer Edgar Menis, Jorge Durán, a Chilean who lives in Brazil with PROIBIDO, PROIBIR, Argentina also, Katz, a director and a scriptwriter of Una Novia Errante for Brazil, Sara Silveira, producer of the film Cinema ASPIRINA, URUBUS, that we've mentioned before, for Mexico, Edgar San Juan, director and scriptwriter of NORTEADO and producer of Nanana, the Chilean film, for Colombia, Jorge Herrera, actor. Sorry, I got lost. We're in Colombia. Of Todos Tus Muestros, a Colombian film, Marichu Fernández-Corugedo, next to me, collaborator of the book, coordinator of the Industry Award, and Katz, who also received one of the awards. So therefore, it's a press conference, so therefore you have the floor unless you're very shy and I start to ask the questions myself. Microphone, please. Hi, good afternoon. I wanted to know, could you give us an idea what these last 10 years are about, and one of the directors could talk about their trajectory, of their experience, shall we say, with this award that they've received. Before, as we've got very little time, please allow me for the press conference, and there's many others. I'm going to ask the people to be invited guests to be short. Marichu Menis for El Cielito. What can you tell us in a short period of time? Well, in a minute. Okay, a minute. I would just like I'm very grateful and thank you very much to Cinema in Progress, because it was an incredible platform for me, a springboard, shall we say, for a project, a film. I want to thank everyone who was the director, Jose Maria Rivas, who was the director of that section, Cinema in Progress. It was unforgettable for me, the film. Thanks to Cinema in Progress, not only were we able to finish it and complete it, but it was invited subsequently to the official section of the festival, and thanks to that, it went very well. And for me, I got to meet a lot of people, and I learned a lot in this festival. And it seems to me that the sections of Cinema in Progress that you created, along with Cinema in Progress in the San Sebastian Film Festival, the truth is, it's a marvelous springboard for cinema, and it's an incentive which perhaps, well, is unimaginable from the outset, because in different, all over the world, in different parts of the world, there are many people making a film thinking that they're going to be sent to platforms and springboards like Cinema in Progress, and that's a great incentive. I personally, all I can say is feel very grateful, and it was a marvelous memories from a filmmaking and family point of view as well, because I brought my entire family, including my son, who participated in Toulouse in Cinema in Progress, and also here in San Sebastian. And it's a filmmaking and a family memories. So let's ladies first. Sara, Silveira, producer, and Anna Katz, perhaps. Hi, how are you? Cinema in Progress for us, that's where the trajectory, shall we say, of the film commenced, because we showed it here projected here with Marcelo, and that's where it started its career and its trajectory, as I was saying. We were very lucky. At the same time we show it here, it was taken from here to Cannes, and that's where it was shown, and that's great exposure. You can show your work, mainly for us. We Latin Americans want to get into Europe to show our films and to try to work, so that the Brazilian films are not easy to be understood, because we speak a language, nobody speaks it apart from the Portuguese. So therefore it's very difficult to work. And Cinema in Progress here and in Toulouse is an enormous door for us, because if it's not seen here, if we went to Toulouse, and there the condition is that we had to show our films, and we had the good luck and good fortune that the big studios can see them, for example. And I'm very important that cinema can be made, because once we're in Cinema in Progress, that means we will be taken in, and therefore we're in a great festival, we're in a great event, and mainly, and I love this event here, the San Sebastian Film Festival, so we can talk and we can show our films, and Cinema ASPIRINA and URUBUS starts its career with 80 festivals and 40 awards it's won throughout the world, and this is the person responsible of that trajectory, Marcelo Grons. No, I remember 7 years. We spent 7 years for trying to do the project, and we ended up making the film. The shoot went very well. We had the first cut, but we didn't get money to finish the film. And I said, I'm sick and tired. This is my life as a director. A filmmaker has finished. 7 years is too long. So I said, well, why don't we try Cinema in Progress? And we were selected for Cinema in Progress. We didn't win a prize in Cinema in Progress, but what we won, so to speak, along with the people who were watching the film, to be able to discuss how the second cut of the film could be made, what was too excessive or what wasn't, and how we could better develop the editing. And it was so good, and we came back home in order to finish the film. We made money. We got money in Brazil to finish the film off, and when we were finished, we were invited to a festival in Cannes, for example. We won from the Ministry of Culture of France, and the film was in all of the schools in France. And 2 years, the history books in Brazil, contemporary, it talks about two films, Central de Berlis and our film, Cinema ASPIRINA and URUBUS. It's very interesting when children read about a film. If we hadn't have been in Cinema in Progress, perhaps would be in a DVD just for friends to hand over as a gift, and that's about it. Anna Katz, yes. If I had to summarize what Cinema in Progress has meant for me, well, it's a wager in favor of the freedom of films, and I want to thank these 10 years of which, to a certain extent, or one way or another, I participated throughout these 10 years. I see Esther Sandicier and Teresa Toledo, and it brings back marvelous memories, and also to the rest of the team here in San Sebastian and Madrid, where I finished the film Una Novia Errante. The truth is, I believe, quite often, the paths in cinema making or film making, it's becoming a much more rational way. of trying to anticipate itself all of the issues that can be left out of just mere speculation. So therefore, in that sense, the decision of getting people together who can have a freedom of opinion, which is the team, I'm talking about the team of Cinema in Progress, about a film which has also undertaken a risk of making a film that once it's completed is then presented. I think that has quite a particular merit to it, and to believe that there can be a unique vision, and to decide and to wish to see and participate in the collaboration so that that vision can end up making it at the end, and so that the audience can see it with Una Nueva Errante. I had the chance to complete it in optimum conditions with all the team in Madrid and France. And in the case of Juego de las Sillas, it made us the possibility to, after 4 years, to complete a film with which I went to Toulouse with a VHS in Juego de las Sillas, and I said, this is going to be impossible to be made. And that group, very relaxed group with a coffee in their hands, we sat down and we started to discuss the whys and whereabouts of it. And it's truth that an energy emerged, and I see it even more when, just like today, that they get together, that they're seeing films, because the group of Cinema in Progress has a particular spirit, which I hope it continues and continues and continues. There's an event within all the directors and producers. I would like you to tell us that for the actors, it's a rediscovery at an international level. The Cinema in Progress, which is carried out in Europe. Yes. Well, thank you. It seems to me of the most important things that the San Sebastian Film Festival has, but to not say the fundamental thing it has, is that it combines what any cultural administration would envy, and that is the holding of an event which is so important, such as this festival, linked to the existence of the Cinema in Progress, or the process of filming. So it's not only the interest of getting together directors, but to see their creative process and attend to their creative process. I don't think any other film festival has this. I think it's unique to the San Sebastian Film Festival, and we have to back it, and we have to thank them very much for it, because I think it's a fundamental importance for the development of movie making throughout the world. I'm not only talking about Latin America, where logically we've had the privilege of having that backing. I continue to dream that this will bring about, as it has to do, that there will be a convergence of what is the artistic and the popular. Well, that is to say, it's like the wager that we all, directors and actors that make movies, would like to make. That is to say, the artistic shouldn't be divorced from what is popular. So therefore, we make, in some countries, this is made to people are made to believe that this is so. I have a question, if you'll allow me, for Edgar San Juan, because I think he comes from Mexico. Norteado is the film, and I think this gave you the idea of creating your own award. Is that correct? Yes, for us, the experience of Cinema in Progress was incredible, and I think it's one of the events and the most generous events and initiatives that I know. I think that the creation of a concept like a Cinema in Progress makes possible what up until that moment, when you turn up with your film and you can't complete it, and it turns what is impossible into the possible. So therefore, the fact that there are a group of companies that back you up, and to receive that backing of companies that supported us at that time so powerfully, like Casa de America, like Spanish TV, like Media Pro, Molinari, Kodak, Technicolor. It was so beautiful, the experience, that it gave us a great drive, and in my case it changed my life completely, because as of that year in Cinema in Progress, it was unique, because I had just seen the project of La Nana, the film, and the unique case that Norteados won the 3 awards, I saw the face of Sebastián Silva, and I looked at him when he was really let down. I thought La Nana would have greater possibilities to win. And that's just when we decided, after working with Tere Toledo, to support and back La Nana and get involved in the project in order to make it feasible and to complete that film. And we ended up getting involved in La Nana. It was such was the case that I think that Cinema in Progress, in my case, changed my life, and it gave me tools, provided tools to continue my career. And that is why, for us, it's very important to recognize that initiative of Cinema in Progress, that project. And this year, I decided to go back and to think about what Cinema in Progress gave to us, and all of a sudden I awoke with the idea of creating the award called Norteado, and it's $5,000 is going to be awarded for one of the films selected within the Cinema in Progress. So therefore it's very emotional for us, and quite exciting to be able to be here and participate and come back to Cinema in Progress. Jorge Durán, we've not given him the floor. He's Chilean, he lives in Brazil. Can you give us your point? 40 years in Brazil. But no, it's not enough, not sufficient. I would say that it's true that Cinema in Progress changed my life as well. I've dedicated myself to, as I'm a scriptwriter in Brazil and in Chile as well, and to teach at university, and after making a film in 1985, 1986. Many years went by, I would say almost 8 years, where at least not between 1994, very few films were made in Brazil. And then slowly but surely, the filmmaking activity started to increase, and 2004, 2005 turned up, and finally I got some money, a little bit of money to make a film, a low budget films, and we had the idea of sending it here. It was well received in the Cinema in Progress, and the truth is it was very important, because as of that moment, 2 days later I started to receive an invitation to show the film, project the film. There were so many and so quickly, and the next year, in the month of May and July, I said, and what happened there, it was a very curious situation what happened at the film festival. There are a lot of people there, and for some reason so many people then in festivals, and the film was well known, and it must have qualities, a good quality at the same time, but it also changed my life, because after Cinema in Construction, I stopped writing scripts, and I made another 2 films. And the truth is, I didn't expect this to happen. I was waiting, I thought I'd spend much more time waiting between one film and another, but things changed. And this is due to the success of the great idea, which is Cinema in Progress, of maintaining and promoting films that perhaps can end up being completed with great difficulty, and generally the films are completed, but with enormous difficulties sometimes, and also they become anonymous, and it's difficult for them to make it onto the screens. And you want audience to see your films. You want them to interest people, so that people can watch the films, and Cinema in Progress does this in a very brilliant way. And apart from the experience of working in another country, I had never worked outside of Brazil or Chile, so therefore the experience was very interesting, very creative, and which I learned a lot from that as well, how to work in other places. And all I can say is that Cinema in Progress, I hope it can live many, many years, and so that many people can have the opportunity of winning that award, which I think is very important and changes one's life quite a lot. Thank you, Jorge. I forgot someone who's in the room and is not on the panel, and I think I've forgotten in the presentation, Federico Ridor, and who is a Uruguayan filmmaker. He's in the room, and I want him to give him a microphone because he also forms part of this selection. Hi, everyone. For me, Cinema in Progress, I was there for 3 times, really. The first time with Acmemi, my first film, and it was of fundamental importance, the backing I received. Spanish TV award, which helped me to complete that film. And not only that, but it adds, I'm adding my comments to what everyone has said. It's also as a springboard to launch the film, because those that attend to the sessions of Cinema in Progress, they come from festivals, and that's how it marks, so to speak, the life of the film, and that was fantastic at that time. And the same for La Vida Útil, which was my second film, and Cinema in Progress was there in both cases, because I went to Toulouse with half of the film, which was quite exceptional, but it seemed that they liked it and accepted it, and I went back with the material completely filmed at the end of the year. I came here to San Sebastian with the film, and we won the award, and the film was completed in Madrid, which was a fantastic experience. And once again, the film, it got very important until the next year. It was premiered here in San Sebastian, which was the closest film festival for me. And I can also say that for me, the experience of Cinema in Progress, professionally and personally speaking, has changed me quite a lot, and I think and believe it's been for the better. So thank you very much. Any further questions?
Bueno, pues tenemos todavía unos minutos.
We've got a few minutes, I think. I've got a question for our guests that form part of those that give the awards. I've been following Cinema in Progress. I remember I asked myself the following question: has there always been a consensus so that the award of Cinema in Progress, a film that's been in progress, is given so much to veteran as well as novel filmmakers? Could you explain that? Well, the truth is, I must speak from the point of view of the industry award and the rest of the program of Cinema in Progress, which is great and which is clearly reflected and has been mentioned already. I'm going to talk from the point of view of the industry and the award that the industry offers here in San Sebastian. By different industries, for example, there's 9 industries. The changes that have taken place in the national industry are reflected in Cinema in Progress. Companies that disappear, such as the one I represented at that time, and others that came along and replaced it. I want to thank, in this case, as a coordinator and not as belonging to an industry in particular, I want to thank the enthusiasm that each and every one of the industries that participate now and have participated beforehand, and how involved they get into this award. And to answer your question, I wanted to explain this beforehand because I know we're way behind schedule, but the entire industry, quote unquote, that sometimes is the bad guy in the film, sits in front of the selection in Toulouse in San Sebastian for these professionals, and to give the award. And the look it takes is completely open, without any prior sort of prejudice, and thinking and accepting the selections that have been made beforehand as being good, and we decide as a jury the companies to which the award is given. There's no, and Boris, who forms part from the outset, and he's directly in one of the companies, can say this as well, and I think I respond. I see that the entire industry is here which is participating now, and even in which Marichu Fernández is also there as well, and so many people that one seems to forget, but which I don't think is the right moment to explain. We give an award simply to the film that's most liked, to the components of the different industries who offer that award. Okay, I think that's the way it works. Any of you, if you want to add anything, well, please do. I'd be glad to hear you. Knowledge, the feeling, some of them have already been mentioned. Daniel, I think the truth is that we have the easiest part of the job from any point of view. The truth, it's the festival which sits us down in a velvet armchair and says, you choose for these films, you don't have to see 95 or 100 films that they have to see, discuss, and with those people in France, and the people in France or in Spain, we sit down, we start to see 6 films that they give us, and we give an award to the one that, from our point of view and criterion, heterodox or orthodoxically, and that's how it goes. We are closely linked and perfectly linked because we all believe in this award because of many different reasons, and we all respect each other so much that for me personally it's a forum where I've learnt practically 70% of what my profession is about. It's a very particular part of making films and the way we make films, but I don't come from the cinema or movie making background. It's much harder, and it makes you learn. It's much harder, and it helped me to learn a lot, and I think I've extrapolated this to other professions and other activities. I imagine if it's the same thing, it's not as if I'm especially different to anybody else. Basically, that's all I wanted to say. That's the feeling I have as regards this award. And the truth is that there's no specific criteria that tells us that if he's got 15 or 12 films, we don't even know how many. Well, sometimes people, novel filmmakers come and we know very little about them, so therefore, and there's no problem, they continue to be people who are interested in making a film. That's it, basically. Thank you. Any further questions?
No. Bueno, pues cerramos ya entonces. Pues muchas gracias.
Okay, thank you very much to all of you, ladies and gentlemen, for your participation.